Hey guys, this is Curvy Impressed TV. How are you guys doing? Happy Tuesday. It's a gorgeous day now it is, but earlier today it was very windy, very cold, so I'm just trying to stay bungled up because at the end of the day it's cold, and it's been off and on snowing too, but the sun is kind of out now. But anywho, guys, I love you guys, my bold and beautiful babes. I have to come through as usual and speak the facts, because what we speak on my channel is the real. And we don't hide, we don't sugarcoat, we don't do none of that. You know what I mean? Because why should we do that when we should be keeping it real at all times? Amen. Okay? And guys, don't forget to give that thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you got those notification buttons on, so that way you guys can be fully aware every time I do post up a video. Y'all can be the first ones to be right there to look at it. You know what I mean? Because we speak realness on here, and y'all know I love y'all. I love all of my subscribers, my viewers. Thank you guys for watching me. Anything you want to know about Curvy will be in the description box. Feel free to donate to my channel to help it grow. That's a blessing. So anyway, let's just dive right into it, guys. So today we're going to talk about how important it is to have our education to get to where we need to be. Now, specifically, you don't need a college degree or anything like that to get a good paying job, but it is very important that you have all of your schooling. You know what I mean? Meaning like from preschool, from first grade all the way up to your 12th grade. And it's great if you go ahead and go to college also, because that gives you that curriculum, as a background, just in case if you do have to go for a high-end job or whatever the case may be. Most of the time on applications, they ask you, what's your higher level of education that you completed. And you could either say that you completed your senior year, which would be 12th grade in America, and then you can also say like, hey, I got certifications in this, and this. Or you can, specify the degrees that you have. And the reason why I say it's very important that you have your education is because when you do go for the jobs, no matter where you live, if you have your degree, such as myself, who has my degree, and I'm not trying to compare myself to other people who does have high paying jobs. What I'm saying is that when you have that degree in whatever field that you have that degree in, and you go for that job that falls right into that degree, they have no other choice but to pay you the money that you deserve that falls under that degree. So that's why it's very important that you have that education background, because it looks good, especially when it comes to letter of recommendations when you're trying to get a job, because those are good too. Like if you can get a letter of recommendation from different employers, just letting them know the kind of certification background you have, experiences that you have, and how they feel you would be a great fit for that company, etc., or whatever the case may be. It's always good to have somebody that can do a letter of recommendation, because it makes you look good, and it makes it balance out far as how much they're willing to pay you, and whether or not if they feel like you're a good fit for their company and what you can bring to the table. So those things are really good also. Just be fully aware of that. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I always talk to my kids about education because they already know how I feel. Now, out of all my kids, 2 of my kids went to college, 1 didn't go to college, and the youngest one is going to college. And she already knows why it's important, to get a college degree in whatever field that she's going, which she's going to be going into law. She's going to law school. And it's going to be very important, because when you're growing up in the world where we're black people, and I don't mean to say this in no kind of a racist way, because I love all of my nationality of people, but I'm just saying, like, when you're black and you're trying to make it in America itself, it's very important that education is completed and that you are going to college, because it's so many other races out here that feels like black people is incompetent, or that black people can't do certain things that they can do, or that black people is stupid, or black people is just known for being on drugs and killing people. You know, they have this, you know, this stereotype about black people. But then when you have that other percentage, what would be like 45 to 50% of black people that has a great education, you know what I mean, has that degree, has that good job, you know what I mean, it makes it look good. Not only that, it makes it look good for your kid that's going to school for law to get their degree, but it makes it look good for when they complete school, where they have that background, they have that curriculum. If they want to open up their own law firm, you know, later on, they can do that too, because they already have the tools, the keys, the education, the background, the curriculums, the skills. They already have all of those things. So if they do work for a law firm, say a year or 2 or 3 years, and they've been saving up their money, doing the right thing, investing and all of that, and they say, hey, I want to open up my law firm, as a black woman, that's a good look. As a black man, that's a good look, to open up your own law firm. You know what I mean? With your own money that you have been saving. You know what I'm saying? And it's so many different states that you can go to. And when I mean that you can go to, if you go to Atlanta, Georgia, most of the people there in Atlanta, Georgia is black owned businesses. That's what I love. I just love it. You know what I mean? Black owned businesses, a lot of lawyers, a lot of doctors, you know what I mean? A lot of chiropractic. Man, like I said, like, everything is pretty much black over there, B. And I'm not saying like other nationalities is not doing their thing, because they are. But it looks good when you see more black people running firms, being executive producers, running businesses, you know what I mean, being bankers, you know what I mean. That's a good look for me, you know what I mean. Bankers, your level of education doesn't really define who you are when it comes to you getting a job, but it can definitely show that employer that you are well overqualified to be in that position to bring what you can bring to the table for that particular job, firm, office, you know, medical field, whatever the case may be. So not saying like out here, you know, it's some people that didn't even finish high school that I know. It's some people that didn't even finish college or anything like that, and I know that they still got a good job. But that's besides the point. When you're black and you're trying to make it in life, whether or not if you're trying to get loans and stuff like that to start up your own business, like a big corporation or anything like that, it's going to be good that you have certain curriculums behind you. And if you don't really got those skills, and you only got those skills just working at a job, and you can say, oh, I've been doing this such and such many years, come on now, that ain't gonna really work when you start applying for certain other jobs. If things go left with your other job, that means you got to start all over again. So it's always good to have that certification background, or have that degree that states that you are qualified and you are registered to do this that's in that degree. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of, if you do eventually lose your job for whatever reason, or whatever the case may be, let's just say wrongful firing or whatever the case may be, and you know, you don't have a degree, you know, and let's say like you move to another state, because people got to understand too, when you do move to other states, some states require you to have a degree in certain fields, so that way they can pay you the appropriate money that you should be getting paid. Now, if you don't have that degree, they're gonna pay you minimum wage. They're not gonna give you what you deserve to be getting. And it's sad, but it's true. That's how some of the states are doing it now. That's why it's important to have a good education. Take trades, get different certification in different things. You know what I mean? You have to, because it's going to help you in the long run. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help you in the long run, you know? That's why I'm so grateful and I'm thankful that, you know, I broke the general curse by graduating from college. Some people broke the general curse by just going to college. You know, some of us broke the generational curse by even completing high school, because there's a lot of family members that didn't even complete high school, let alone they didn't even want to go. They only finished 8th grade and that was it. They didn't even want to go to high school. And a lot of the times that's why they have to settle for the jobs that they end up finding, where, you know, they may get start off with $17 an hour, you know, or maybe even 18, and they try to stay there as long as they can, because they know they ain't got no degree, they ain't even got no diploma. So the only thing, if somebody said, do you have a high school diploma? They don't have that. Most of them need to go back for at least a GED. You know what I mean? At least have that as a background. And most of them don't. That's why a lot of them try to stick with the jobs, you know what I mean, that, you know what I mean? Like jobs that, you know, they pay good or whatever the case may be. It's like an off and on type of shit or whatever the case may be. Some of them have longevity, some of them don't. You know what I mean? And, you know, they have to do it like that because they know if shit go wrong with that job, it's hard to find work anywhere. It's hard to find work, yo, B. So at the end of the day, if shit hit the fan and they end up losing their job, they got to have something to fall back on. So that's why a lot of the times people try to do a little hustling, or they try to run like little small businesses and different stuff like that. I mean, it's always good to have multiple streams of income. And I always tell people this, people, take it from me. And I know it may be easier said than done, and I'm not saying that this will resonate with everybody, but what I am saying is that if you know that you only have one job, you know what I mean, and you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you just feel like things is not working out, or you know it's just not enough, or whatever the case may be, you as an individual have to figure out another method. You have to come up with another solution and say like, okay, well, I'm not able to do this, you know what I mean, or maybe I can probably try to find me another little job, maybe a couple of days over here, or maybe I can figure out about investing some money to where I can, you know, maybe start running a little business or something like that, where I can do some stuff on the side. You know what I mean? I mean, you got to come up with your own ideas and your own solutions and stuff like that to figure out what it is that you really want to do, because running a business is time consuming and takes money and all of that stuff like that. And a lot of the times, if you ain't got the money to handle the smaller bills, what makes you think you're going to have the money to handle a bigger investment as far as running a business? So you got to kind of figure out, like, if you could just do a little hustling to try to generate that extra income to come in. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's rough, B. It's rough out here. That's why education is the key. Maybe some of y'all couldn't probably go back to school for some trades or something like that, just in case if things is not working out too good in the field that you in. Maybe you can go, you know, work in another field on the days that you don't have to work. If you have, let's say you have a couple of days off from the first job, right? Those 2 days that you have off, how about you just go in, try to find maybe, let's say, like a hotel job or something that you could probably do for a couple of days. You know what I mean? Or maybe you could probably try to work at a grocery store for a couple of days. But I think a lot of times, a lot of people is so worried what other people may think about them and what profession that they end up going in. If you feel like you so worry about how your friends may view you if you work at a grocery store, or your friends may view you if you work at a hotel, or your friends may view you if you work as a mechanic, or whatever the case may be. People, you have to stop worrying about how other people may think, or whatever the case may be. You have to start doing what you know is best for you to do. You know what I mean? And if the goal is for you to, you know, try to build up multiple streams of income so you could save money, so you could be able to not struggle, then that's the key. That's what you got to do. Sometimes it's all about making sacrifices. And Sacrifices require change, yo. That's what people got to understand. And a lot of the times, if you're not willing to sacrifice certain things, then nothing is not going to change for you. You're going to stay stuck in the same situation that you've been in. You know what I mean? So you have to make that push, that, you know, you have to go forward for what you're trying to go for. You know what I mean? So that way you can stop staying in that kind of a poverty. You know what I mean? If you want things in life, you got to work hard for things in life. Things is not just going to come to you, you know, and trying to take away from people's abundance by doing like vicious stuff and trying to do stuff to try to hurt people and do all of these different things, that don't do nothing but gain you so much karma in life. Because then you're really not going to reach nowhere, and your life always going to be so sad. It's always going to be so boring, and you're never going to be able to prosper in life when you do wrong by people. People, stop doing that to other people. Stop trying to bring people down. Stop trying to degrade people. Stop trying to do science upon people, you know, to prevent people from prospering in life, or to prevent people from moving forward in life, because you see that that person is happy and that person no longer want any interest in you when it comes to moving forward in life. You know what I mean? If you see a person got a good job, stop trying to make it to the point that that person don't have a good job. Stop trying to make it to the point where you want to see that person life end. Stop trying to do all of those things, because you in your mind probably feel like people don't know what you're doing, but there's a lot of people out there that's doing some fucked up shit to some people, all because people have things in life. But things don't come to you free in life, and that's what people need to understand. You have to work hard for your things. I always tell people you have to save your money to be able to get things in life, and you have to do right by God. There's a lot of evil people out there, people, so you have to just be careful. Be careful who you come encounter with. Amen. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for listening. Hopefully you guys can take heed to some of the tips that I brought through your way today. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You know what I mean? And make sure you keep that notification button on. And until the next video, I love you guys. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day. Bless up yourself. Peace.